Hi, I'm Randy Pierson, Vice President of Life and Annuities for Board Marketing, and today with me I've got Paul Bechtold, our RVP in the arena of debt elimination, permanent life insurance. And we're going to talk about something that's hotly discussed and in the news big time at the recording of this video, which is mid-July of 2022, and that is inflation and its impact on your money. Stay tuned. All right, Paul. Inflation is a hot subject matter, and the agents who saw the thumbnail on this video probably saw that the title is "Spending Today's Money Today." So, what's the point that we're trying to get by that title and bringing all that subject matter into one place?
Sure, Renee. So, I think inflation, it's an invisible tax to people, right? It attacks you just as if they raise tax rates out there, because at the end of the day, you have less spending power on your dollar.
It's a siphon of their wealth that they don't really see, except maybe when they're pushing that grocery cart through the checkout line, right?
Or going to the gas station. Exactly. So, what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about how we can help agents to help their clients get more out of their dollar by spending today's dollar today. Okay. So, true story. I actually had a relative, an uncle, my dad's brother, who in Germany in the 1910s and 20s, so you can imagine that time period, he actually told a story to me one time about whatever money you earned in a given day, you had to spend that day because it was worthless tomorrow. So there's the old joke about, if you take a wheelbarrow of money down to the grocery store to buy a loaf of bread, they'll give you back the money and keep the wheelbarrow, right? I mean, it can become that drastic. And just a week ago or two, I think it was Sri Lanka that I saw, where they were marching on the courthouse steps at a 50% inflation rate. So if people first get into a cognitive dissonance problem and thinking that could never happen in this country, okay? But what can we do to nullify that effect? Well, the beauty of cash value life insurance, just to get to the heart of the matter, is that we can put our money in the policy, and when we take a loan against that policy, our money is still working and generating interest on the full cash account in that policy, while we have the ability to take that money out, by the way, at any age without qualification. You don't have to be 59 and a half. You don't have to pay penalties. You don't have to pay any taxes on it to get that money out. And then we can go out and spend it.
Yeah.
So think about that. In times of high inflation, to be able to buy more hamburgers today than tomorrow, okay, is invaluable to people when they see the spending power of their dollar going away. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with you more. And I think the real disturbing thing is, in my 35-year career in the insurance business, focused principally in the life insurance space, it's always amazed me how many consumers have never heard about how permanent life insurance really works in the arena that you just described. But even more disturbing, how many insurance advisors, how many agents out there don't understand that simple concept that you just described, which is, when I have a permanent life insurance policy and I borrow against it, I'm not taking money out of the policy. My money is still in there working, right? So many agents have no clue that is really the mechanism and how it works. And if they did, it would change their career. Wouldn't you agree?
I do agree, Randy. And I've had more good calls lately, especially in this interest rate and inflation environment that we're in, that are starting to get that concept, because money always goes where it's treated best in the long haul, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And to that point, right, not only are we in an inflationary time period with dramatic uncertainty as to what's going to happen to taxes in the future, but we are also in a rather severely depressed stock market environment, right? And so you take all of those factors and compare it to the safety and security of a good quality permanent life insurance product that can still get you a very respectable return on a tax advantage basis. Never a better time to be discussing permanent life insurance with your clients than today.
That's exactly right. And that's what we do in our debt elimination platforms, is we show people how to put the money in the policy, earn a return, and then pull that money out to go eliminate that interest working against us so heavily, getting a double duty, double return on that dollar. And by the way, seeing mortgage interest rates go from 3% up to as much as 9% now, where that first month's payment is 93% interest on the principal and interest payment, where are you going to get a better return?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And just the power of these products is so incredibly impactful. And one of the points I'd really like to make during this video is you mentioned just a moment ago about working in the debt elimination space, which is powerful, right? It's one of the biggest siphons working against a consumer in creating wealth. However, that part about creating wealth is often overlooked in this debt elimination space. Not only are we eliminating that siphon from our ability to accumulate assets and wealth, but we're creating wealth, right? We're dramatically growing. We're putting our wealth creation really on turbo drive, right?
Right.
Yeah.
In most cases, I see 30 and 40-year-olds that at the end of paying all the debt off, by the time they want to go to retire at 65 or 70, they have north of a 7-figure tax-free pot of money to use for any purpose, anytime, tax-free.
Yeah, and that's a great point, right? We often talk about in the financial services space that time is your ally, right? Allow time to work for you. However, when you have a bigger foe to address, that being debt, it doesn't make any sense if I'm saving $500 a month, but I'm paying 19% interest, right? Doesn't it make more sense to take that $500 and address it to the 19% interest once it's retired, even though it's further into the future? We can then once again turbocharge that savings and wealth accumulation to a greater effect, create more dollars. Right?
Well, let's take the sandbags off the balloon before we try to pump more gas in it to make it rise higher.
Fabulous analogy. So if you're an advisor out there and you'd like to take some of these concepts, which by the way can help open dialogue and expand the knowledge and the mind of your clients and make them more amenable to the idea of permanent life insurance, and you need to reach out to Paul Bechtold because he can help you find those cases, develop those cases, and bring larger life insurance premium sizes to your revenue stream, right?
Absolutely.
So Paul, let everybody know how they can best reach you.
Reach out directly to me, 317-626-3054. It's my cell phone. Or paul@gordonmarketing.com. I promise to get back to you within 24 hours.
All right, fantastic. So unfortunately, we've reached the end of another really good episode of Selling Life and Annuities. Hey, do me a favor and click subscribe at the bottom of this video, as well as the notification bell, so that when we roll out some new impactful content, you'll be sure and know about it. But for now, on behalf of Paul Bechtold and myself, I'd like to wish you happy selling.